Hi, welcome. My name's Gina and I am the Knitting Hippie Chick here on YouTube. This is episode 5 of my knitting podcast where I talk to you about everything I've been doing in the past week. And I mean everything. And that's pretty much just knitting, to be honest. So, if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do. It helps put me out there so others can see just how random I can be. So, I don't know if you notice what I'm wearing today, but it is my Prospect Tee by Tori Yu. I knit this up in Knitting for Olives Cotton Merino. And there's one of the things. I had picked this up at one of the yarn shops on the greater Philly area yarn crawl that I did in the beginning of March this year. My husband, dear Master Guns, came with me as chauffeur and drove me around to the different stores. Anyhow, I picked this yarn up with every intention of doing the Prospect Tee. There you can see, it's a nice, this is what is left from ball 3. So a full 150 grams I used. I had to tap in because this is 2.5 grams and I needed 3.2 to finish the cuff on the other sleeve. Oh well, I could have finished with it and then added, but I didn't want to do that. I just started, when I cast on, I started with the fresh yarn and continued. So that's what I did. I have some notes on it. I gotta find my book. Here we go. It is the Prospect Tee by Tori Yu. I started this on April 2nd, 2026, and I finished it on April 26th, 2026. So it took me 24 days to complete. I did use the called for needles. I used a US 4, a 3.5 millimeter for the body, and for the neck, the bottom, and the cuffs, I used a 2.75 millimeter or a US 2. It is a hand washed lay flat to dry fabric and it hangs so nice. I was going to wear a different shirt so I can hang it and let you see the drape, but just take it from me. I mean, I don't know if you can see, I don't want to fall off the chair, but it's a real nice summer top. I'm going to enjoy this a lot. And I'm going to wear it on Friday to Yarn Centric when I stalk Rachel and Renee from Table 10. I talk about them all the time. I apologize. I'm going to talk about them because I enjoy them. I do. I put them on. Just listen to it in the background. I laugh. And I'm envious. I wish I had a sister that I had a friend that when we quilted at the same time. And then we decided, I want to cross stitch a lot. So then we had our cross stitch phase and we did that. Our phases and Lunenburg baskets, oh my gosh, we would drive to Ohio and do road trips. I had so much fun, Kathy. Doesn't it stink getting older and we just don't move around like we used to? Our trip down to South Carolina, we had such good times. Today's mug is, I like yarn more than people, but I'm finding out I like yarny people. People who love yarn like I do, and I have a good time. It's still just tea. All right, so we talked about the tea, the Prospect Tee, and the half lemon, half iced tea that I love to drink. I'm just going to set that down there. Sorry, I told you I wasn't going to do that. I have to write the things down or I'm completely confused. But you know what? I'm talking about what I'm wearing, and I never really touched on who I am. Again, I introduced myself. My name is Gina. I am a retired mom of 4 girls, grandmother, Nana, to 4 granddaughters, and we have a grand angel, Noah, that we miss dearly. It'll be 12 years this year. Can't believe it. He'd have been 13, a teenager. My, oh my. I never experienced a boy, but maybe in another life. Anyhow, ooh, I was a Marine. That's how I met my husband, Master Guns. We had 4 daughters. We have 4 granddaughters and a grandson. We live in central Pennsylvania, outside Harrisburg, our state's capital, where it is Wednesday, April 29th at 11:15. And the weather is 70 degrees, I think, inside my house, which kind of hangs pretty steady. I could ask the A girl, but I don't want to find out. So that's a little about me. Let's talk about what I've been working on, shall we? Farmer's Daughters Fibers has a sock squad group where, what did I do with the book? I gotta find the book. Here it is. I'll pull the basket that has, there went a random brown ball, but there's the yarn. You see that? Man, they're falling out and rolling all over. I lost the yellow one. She hightailed it out somewhere. Oh, blue one's gone. There we go. All right. Farmer's Daughter Fibers has a monthly sock squad where they will send you a 100-gram and a 20-gram to go with it, skein of yarn, and we're doing colors this month. January was the color blue. I did, excuse me, I'm trying to be prepared. I did this sock by Curious Handmade, Helen Stewart. And that was January's. That's the colors. I did that sock. I can't remember the name of it. It was a ribbing. I enjoyed it immensely. I was going through physical therapy because, as I was beginning to say, not only am I a retired mom of 4 girls, I am a 2-time cancer survivor. My first bout was in 2021. I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, stage 2. I had a Whipple procedure, followed by 6 months of chemo. March of 2022, I was given the clear. You're good, no more cancer. But they do follow-ups, and with those follow-ups, we kept watching things, and there was something growing in my left lung, which turned into some non-small cell lung cancer. That was September 2026. By November 18th, 2025. By November 18, 2025, the left upper lobe was removed. No chemo needed. Again, I am cancer free. So I'm in remission. We're keeping an eye on everything. But in the meantime, I love to knit. That's all I can say. I love to knit. So, okay, Sock Squad, January. It was the deep winter color in the high woods. And I wrote down Curling Mist sock is the sock I did by Curious Handmade, Helen Stewart. Yeah, and there's the blues. And as I showed you, this is my sock that I did and gave to my physical therapist that I was seeing because I had the lung surgery. I was going for physical therapy through the VA. And she knew I was a selfish knitter, but she was a sweetheart. So I gave them to her. She appreciates them. Don't you, Tess? And then came February. That is the color red. It was called Ember Heart, and it was done in the Big Horn sock. With that one, I did the Vapor socks, also by Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade. Oh, when did I cast those January ones? I started late. I cast on January 30th, so I just made it. And then I finished them on February 8th. I finished the curling mist, the blue ones, the January socks. I started the February socks on February 4th, and I finished them on February 28th. So that's cool. Those I have. It's right here. That's the sock. Oh, isn't it pretty? I found out I really like doing something on them. Did I? I did. I did the dark color for the ribbing, and that was probably, I think I'm doing 15 rows for my cuff, and I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe 6 repeats of the pattern for the leg, heel, cuff, heel, flap, and gusset in the contrasting color, followed through with the pattern, and then the toes in the contrasting color. If I put it on my hand, maybe you can see the pattern a little better. Okay, so that was my February sock. I'm enjoying this. Then came March. March, it took me a while. March is Rooted Earth in the Rocky Mountain Pearls color. It's a brown. Not the biggest fan, but I figured something out after quite a bit of trial and, error, because I started with a Hexie Diamond pattern, which is patterned by Knit Sip Happy, Nancy Wheeler. 2 woolly, a yarn, and the pattern just wasn't showing like I wanted it to. So then I decided I was just going to do a vanilla sock. And I got probably halfway up because I cast these on. I started on March 3rd. That's when I started the socks. I just finished them this past week. Both socks are complete. But yeah, it took me a while because I started out knitting this Hexie. It didn't work. I went back to the cuff, and then I started doing the vanilla, and I think I got almost down the leg to the heel, flap, and gusset, and ended up ripping it all back and decided to do the magic toadstool. I don't know did I show this? The Rooted Earth in Rocky Mountain Pearls. Yeah, I think I did. And that's a brown, of course. I started on Tuesday, March 3rd, and I cast off, April 27th is when I cast off the March socks. So, let's see them, shall we? Here we go. There it is. These are for my daughter, number 2. She's going to wear them. I did them long. So if she wears her Doc Marten boots, she can pull them up and you'll see the toadstool. I did it on the toe. This is the contrasting color, the main color, and then again. For the toadstools, I used the red that was the February's main color. That's the main color. That was the toadstool tops and the little intricate part here. And then I just used a random white Knit Pick Stroll in white for the stems and the dots on the toadstools. I love these, but here's the second one. Sorry. There we go. We got a pair. I love those. Then came April, right? January, February, March, April. I'm keeping up with this. I'm so proud of myself. But I don't know. What's today? The 29th. Tomorrow's the last day. I don't know. We'll have to see if I get the socks done because April came and it's a bright sunny color. I do love it. I wasn't sure if I was going to. I do have one sock done and I'm working on the second one right now, and I'll show you where I am. I'll tell you a little about it. It is called Morning Honey and it is done in the Highwood sock. It's yellows and they're really good with giving their little samples here because I think what we get works out pretty darn good. Try not to have you see my face all the time. My iPad turned off. I hate this. There we go. It's because I'm on that. All right. So, oh, there's a picture of my socks. You want to see them? That's February, right? And I have March, but that's not my sock. That's, tell you a little about it. It is the Magic Toadstool sock by Stone Knits, and it's a hit. I had seen Renee from Table 10. She was knitting them, and when I saw them, they're beautiful. And then April came, I got the yarn, and then Summer Lee released her April Cuff Club for the second one, and I just thought, ooh, how neat. I want to do a really decent looking cuff. So that's what things got dark. Must be too bright a page. So that's where we're there with that. You want to see the sock? I got one done. I have one done. Here she is. Right here's where I was last time. So I got the cuff and the heel flap, and I started the stripes, correct? And now I worked all the way up, and I did the toes. I think I got 6 stripes. Yep. And then shortly after, I bound off from my toes. So I got that done at sock number 1. Get sock number 2 I'm working on. I stuffed the striping yarn in the sock so I don't have to work with 2 balls because I have 2 balls. Here, and this is where I was last episode. So I finished the heel flap and I'm working on the gusset right now. And I started striping. I'm having a good time. I enjoy this and I'm keeping up with it. By the end of the year, I'm going to have 12 pairs, 11 pairs. But I do believe I have enough yarn left that I can make myself another pair of the blue ones because I did like them. I would like them for myself. I'm sorry if it's clattering. So that was April. Well, what's around the corner? Friday is May 1st, right? And Farmer's Daughter Fibers is so on their game. I got my May. I can show you because it's in the book. May is the color green. It is New Leaf in Bighorn sock. I believe Bighorn, was that January's? That was Highwood. Bighorn was February's. That's soft. I enjoy the feel of that one. You see it? All right. I haven't cast on yet because it's not May. I don't know. I may stay up after midnight on Thursday so I could cast on my cup to get it started, and I'll take it with me to Maryland Sheep and Wool, maybe. I'm going to Yarn Centric. And I have my pattern picked. I had met up with a friend that I met last year at Rhinebeck. I was wearing my ooey gooey. It was Saturday, the first day. I go walking in to go to the Mac machine. I wanted to get some cash out. And there's a woman standing there in an ooey gooey, and she looked really familiar. I belonged to Andrea's Facebook group, and people were posting pictures. And I had seen a picture of this woman standing in front of the fireplace. I may have been wrong, but I thought this was that woman. And I went up and I asked her, and she said yes. We started talking. We were both there by ourselves. We started hanging out. we decided we were going to split up so we could see what we wanted to see. And because it is busy, and to try to finagle and keep tabs on another person, it was just easier. We decided we'd meet up at 2 o'clock on the hill for the pictures, and we did. And we had a great time, and we've been in touch ever since. She lives in New York, Ithaca. I live Harrisburg area of Pennsylvania, and we picked what's halfway between us, Williamsport, the home of the Little League World Series, if you have some boys in your life, even girls. I had never been there. 30 years we lived, 45 minutes from it, never been. I had 4 girls. They played soccer. They didn't play t-ball and softball. So May's here. I have my socks picked. I am going to do the Tits Up socks by Nancy Wheeler. I love them. I made them once for my sister who had breast cancer. And I gave those to her. And I'm going to do them exactly how Nancy did them. There's a little close up. I like the way she does the contrasting yarn. And that's what I'm going to do. That will be my May sock for the Farmer's Daughter Fibers knitting. That's what we're working on yet. Okay. What I want to make, I'm doing that. All right. Do I touch on what I want to make? Daughter number 3, her and her boyfriend and me and Master Guns got together on Saturday and we did dinner. It was a Christmas present from them for us. They're in Lancaster, so we drove there. We met them. We visited, and one of her friends is having a baby, and it's a little boy, and she had asked me if I would knit her something for the baby, that she would pay me for the yarn and everything, and I was like, yeah, baby knits. I've seen some that I wanted to do, and I watch Knit Chat Cafe. They have a YouTube channel. It's every other Tuesday. They're out of Canada. Kelly and Nicole. And Kelly, I believe they each had made one of these, the Elwood sweater. And I just thought it was so cute. That's it solid, or it can be striped. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm going to make for my daughter to give to her friend for the baby. And my daughter had asked for it to be solid. She liked the solid ones. I said, no problem. She picked a color. I asked, what color. It was a brown. She wanted to go neutral. I was at Michael's. I have all wool, and I don't want to give a new mom wool to have to worry about and stuff. So I picked up Lion Brand. I don't even know what weight I have to use. This is a DK. Yep. 5 ounces. Ooh, 140. Ooh, no. It's a little heavier than a DK. It's a 4. Yeah. Okay, it's a 4 weight. I'm going to try it and see if it works. But it's the Heartland by Lion Brand in the color Grand Canyon. It's in the color Grand Canyon. We'll turn it, maybe you can see it that way. There. And there. See, it gives you all the info about it. But it's an acrylic. And I thought it would be good. Machine washable, dryable. It's really soft. And that's what I'm going to make. You know what? Let's see if I can get into my Ravelry. Nancy's New Ones. Nip Slip Socks by Nancy Wheeler. These were the ones she donates the money to breast cancer in Canada. Breast cancer awareness. Very cool. All right. I gotta get out of this picture. Oh, come on. going to Ravelry. Now I gotta log in. I apologize. It wants me to log in. What was I looking for? The pattern for Elwood. I didn't buy it yet. No, I did. Let's download it. Let's see. It is done in a worsted. Ah, I got lucky. Worsted's a 4-ply, right? Okay. This is going to be perfect. I have enough. Yeah. A 10-ply. Wow. I don't know. But a worsted should be a number 4 if I'm correct. I'll gauge swatch and see, but I'm going to be working on that. I didn't show you the green yarn. Oh my gosh. I just looked down and realized I didn't show it to you. It came in the mail. I showed you the book. It's really soft. It is colorway New Leaf. I think it's so pretty. Look at that. Trying to get the glare. It is a gloomy day here in Central PA, and I have my lights on, hoping that you can see everything okay without too many shadows and without, there's the other color. It's gonna look so pretty. I would not pick this dark one. That would not be a color I would pick, but I like it. So that's the Nancy Wheeler's Tits Up Socks. That's what it's going to be. I'm so mixed up. What I'm going to work on, what I want to make, I'm going to make for my daughter to give to her friend. The baby will be here before that. I'm going to knit it for the fall time. So make it like a size 6, maybe 12 month. What else am I working on? Well, I cast on the Knitted Wild Animals book that I had showed the last time. I have 4 granddaughters, and I asked them each to pick an animal out of these books. I have another one which is just the friends. It's somewhere. Granddaughter number 4, whose birthday is June, picked Edward the Sloth. Ooh, can't show that. That's the pattern. There we go. Edward the Sloth. Just chillaxing in his robe and his jams and his slippers. Isn't that cool? I started him. I've never done an animal before. Well, correction, I did knit crocheted. I crocheted a temperature snake for my oldest granddaughter to take to college. She turned 18, she graduated, she went away to college on Staten Island, and I made a snake for her graduation to take to college, but it was the first year she was born, and I did the colors. So that's my extent of animal making, and that was crochet. I've crocheted a lot longer, but recently I've knit a lot more. But this I have to do color work, and I haven't done that yet. I worked the solid color. Let me show you. Right here. I worked it. You can see how you're expanding. I'm assuming I think we're doing it flat, and we sew the pieces together. So this is the back part of Edward's head. Right here. And I did the pattern. I was doing the stockinette as she called for. And then that was color A. After I did the call for a stockinette, next row, color A, color C, color B, color A, color B, color C. So I know I have to be sitting in the right frame of mind with my yarns all by me. I have to make little bobbins up. I'm pretty sure I don't want to work off the big balls. I'll make smaller balls. At this point, I don't want a big ball. I do like big balls, but not in this particular thing. Oh my God, So adorable. Wow. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, just absolutely I can't wait. I can't wait to do each of them. But I have till mid-February, mid-June to get granddaughter number 4's done. But I'm having a good time. I'm working with, let me talk about the yarn. I've been working with Farmer's Daughter Fiber, so I haven't said much. This one is, and I've never knit with it before, scapies? I'm trying to figure out how they're saying it. It is a Norwegian yarn. I believe it is a product of, let me see if I can see it. It's a sport weight, stone washed. It is so soft. Scapies, I don't know. It's color 804, Boulder Opal. It's made in China. It's 78% cotton, 22% acrylic. It is so soft. There you go. I don't know if you can hear Master Guns moving around out there, but he's doing some. And that's where I am with Edward. Wow. All right. Did that. What else do I want to work on? Last episode, I had showed you the yarn. It was the green one. Let me show you. I have eight skeins of this. It is the Tree Frog Good Wool by Pearl Soho. I love this yarn. In the color Tree Frog. There's your information. I have 8 of them. I have 7 of these, and one is already bound up, wanting to be knit up. Look at that. It's squishy. Can you tell? All right, stop it, Gina. That's what I have. I am trying to decide, because I have so much of it. I was originally thinking of doing Andrea Mary's Come Back Again. And then I thought about her DRK Everyday cardigan that she did with the dog, because I have enough yarn for it. But you know what I like? And I really just like it, is her Traveler. I don't have that on here. Hold on. Oh, maybe I didn't. There it is. There, the Traveler. My Andrew Mowry. I made it once before. I made it with the hood. And I love it. I really do. But when I sit back and I have all that fabric from the hood, not a big fan. Let me show it to you. I have it right here. Oh, she's done up in Pearl Soho's Goodwill, of course. That's what I did. In the color Red Prune. You read it? Yep, that's what I did it in. I wanted to get, I want to pull up, because I have, no, I had a picture of Andrea's. I'm sorry. I will learn. And there she is in it. There's her hoodie. That was what I went for when I made mine. Okay. I love Andrea Mowry's patterns. She's such a good designer, and we must have, I don't know. That's the yarn. That's what I have left. I can make a striped garment with, here she is. She's got lots of pulls. There it is. The arms. She's a drop shoulder. I made this last year when Andrea did her March to May knit along, where you do a sweater or a shawl of hers from March 1st to May 31st. You have, and this is what I knitted. That hood took probably 100 grams right there. But I love it. I love it. It fits good. I mean, there's no, but there's no point. I don't know if you can see. There's no point. It's a rounded hood, and I like that. I want to do, oh gosh, it looks terrible. I got my hair cut. I can't curl it like Gabby did. And that's why it's clipped up, because it didn't turn out. I'll get it. I'll practice. Just like this. Practice makes perfect, right? Well, I'll never be perfect, but I'll be better. So, okay. Help me. Do I knit this without the hood in the Tree Frog Green by Pearl Soho? I'll leave it open. Leave comments. Tell me what you think. Or do you have an idea of what I could do? Because I do have a lot of that yarn. Do you think I should do the Come Back Again? Or the DRK? Or do you have another sweater that you think? I had the Midland cardigan by, I can picture her. She's British. Of course she's British, because they all are, I watch. The Knitting Pickle. Oh, what is her name? Does it matter? No, but it's going to bother me. Midland. Laura Penrose. That's who it's by. It's the one you knit sideways. What do you think? Should I do that one? Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Let's get the conversation flowing. I was telling you about a woman I had met and spent the day visiting with yesterday. We found a coffee shop. She Googled or searched coffee shops in the Williamsport area, and it just happened to be by Lycoming College. So it's a little coffee shop, but then it had a big room attached to it that was just open. It had a couch, some chairs. Cheryl and I, she got there first. She found the little corner by the window with two nice comfy chairs that we could sit in, and we talked and we knitted and we ate and we drank, and I had such a good time. I had told you about stickers I ordered. I had gone through a company, Sticky Brand. It came up on my Instagram. I clicked on it because I saw some YouTubers that I follow also followed them. So I looked into it. They had a deal going for 100 stickers, vinyl. And it was, if you paid a little bit more, you can look at them and give feedback on it. And if you didn't, so I ordered 100. I couldn't get into the account for some reason. So when I was able to give feedback, I saw it. And I had said, can you make it the knitting hippie chick that's on the sticker, can you make it more defined? But I could never see it because I didn't pay to be able to see it. Do you understand? So I'm just kind of playing Russian roulette. What they did is what I get. So then I decided I'm going to try to get an account where I can actually see what's going on. And I did. I opened an account with them, and I ended up just doing a smaller order of 50 stickers. I did 2.5 inches. I didn't realize I made them smaller till the bigger ones came in the mail on Monday. I don't have the smaller ones, but I did show them. You could barely see, but you could see it. You could see it. I gave them to Cheryl. She's going to Texas. She's going to pass them out to her friends, get them on the Midwest, in the mid part of the States, and see where it goes from there, if we can spread the word about Knitting Hippie Chick. And but I got the new ones. They came, and I'm really happy with it. You can see, and if you go back to episode 3, I think it is, where I went through how but you can see it. They outlined the white and the black. No, that's not where I want it to go. Do I have it here? The picture of me in the robe that I was wearing. That's the original picture. I was in that robe. I was playing with my clicker on this stand to take selfies at a further distance than arm's length, or trying to work off a timer or something. So then I went from there, and I asked, can you make me a cartoon character? Well, they did. And what's so neat is the robe almost stayed the same. So there, they cartooned me. But I got one more chance to personalize it more. I asked them, can you give me yarn and make me a hippie? Because I'm a knitting hippie chick. And that's what they did. I was very pleased. Very pleased. And that's my stickers. That's how it all came about. So if I got 100 of them, I got a lot. That's just a few right there. But if you run into me at Maryland Sheep and Wool, come up and say hi. I would love to say hi to you and talk and maybe get a picture. Wouldn't that be fun? I love pictures. I have pictures of me with so many people. Well, what are we? We passed 43 minutes. All right, we're going to wrap this up. I don't want it to be too long because I got a feeling next week's might be, because I'm going to Maryland Sheep and Wool on Friday. Friday, I'm going to Yarn Centric. Saturday, and maybe Sunday, I'm going to Maryland Sheep and Wool. I hope to see you there. So keep on knitting and enjoy every bit of it, because I do. And why do something you're not enjoying? Correct? All right, until next time, I will see you. Bye.